You'll see a median problem almost every test. Median is something you should be kind of comfortable with. It's just the middle number of a set of numbers, right? So if you order things in ascending or descending order, it's the single middle number. Now, in our example problem, you'll see that we start out with 4 numbers. I'm going to round the zeros off on these just to make things easier, and I encourage you to do that as well whenever you run into a problem with just a surplus of zeros. We have 9, 13, 913, 150, and 210. Okay, so we have 4 numbers here. Whenever we have an even number of numbers, we have to average the 2 middle numbers to find the median. Those 2 middle numbers here, this is a fairly simple set to work with, are 13 and 15. If we average those together, our mean is 14, or excuse me, our median is 14. So the question is a not question, which does not result in a median less than the median of the 4 houses. So whenever I add this 5th price in, which will not push the median lower. So this is a mark-off question. And anytime you have a not or a which, and you have both, it's a mark-off question. There's no other way to do this other than to sort of test the answer choices out. At the end, we're going to talk about some shortcuts you can take on this problem, but for right now, let's just go through each one. So letter A says $60,000. So that would mean I'm going to stick that 6 in where it goes. 6, 9, 13. I can stop here if I want, but I'll go ahead and finish the set. 21. Our new median is 13. So that's less than the original median. That one's out. B, 100 grand. So 9, 10, 13. I could stop there, but I'll finish it out. 21. I keep saying that because I can stop whenever I get to the median if I want. That one's also out. We still have a median of 13. C, 110, 9, 11, 13, 15, 21. Again, median of 13. It's out. 130. Okay, 9, 13, 13, 15, 21. Again, it's 13. So by marking off, we know it's got to be E. We can be reasonably certain of that. But let's look at why. So E is 160. So I would have 9, 13, 15, 16, 21. Our median is 15, which is greater than 14. It is not less than our original median. So that's our right answer. Now, a couple things about this. When I add numbers smaller than the median, I'm going to push that median down. I'm going to push the median down in the direction of the numbers I add. That makes sense, right? If I add smaller numbers, shouldn't the median get smaller? If I add bigger numbers, shouldn't the median get bigger? So one way to think about this is in terms of our original median. We know the original median is 14. I have 4 answers that are less than 14 and 1 answer that is less or greater than 14. So even without doing any math, I would be really suspicious of E. I would think maybe it's got to be E because it doesn't seem like, doesn't seem like it could be one of the other 4 answers that sort of all fit in that category. That's a really hard deduction to make, really hard to jump to make. So an easier way to make this sort of leap is you could think about it as, well, there's not a lot of difference between, say, 60, 100, and 110, right? They're all kind of below, right around this 9 sort of value. So if it's not one of them, it probably isn't the other 2. So if I'm hurrying and I'm testing numbers, I may say, well, let me check like 60, and then I'm going to leave 100, 110 alone, right, for right now. Now, if you weren't very comfortable with mean, you may want to check 130 because you'd say, well, this is the same as a number that's already there, so maybe that'll fool with it differently. Then you could see that one's wrong. And then you would check the big number on the outside, which of course would be your right answer. So don't waste time trying to strategize how to actually mark off more efficiently on the ACT. But when you practice, take the extra minute or two, even after you're done with the problem, to figure out what the pattern of the answer choices were. Remember, if you make the answer choices your friend, you'll do a lot better. Now, there's a lot more on this that can be covered because the ACT now likes to talk about frequency tables. So there's a really good example on frequency tables in the frequency tables video. And check out the material on that as well in the data section because there's a lot of good problems there as well.